I'm often asked whether or not it's possible to start an SMMA or any online business for that matter while you're working a full-time job. And the answer is absolutely. I think too many people put barriers up and just think just because they work 40 or 50 hours per week, they can't start a business, and that's a myth that needs to be busted. When I first started my agency in 2018, I had a full-time sales job, which I've already made a video on, and a lot of workplaces will be very supportive that you have something going on the side or trying to get something started. I was very open about what I was doing, and fortunately the environment was supportive. Maybe you aren't so lucky, so you do need to keep quiet, but I think fear is really what holds people back. We think it's not possible to do this without going full-time, and it's simply not true. Most of the successful entrepreneurs in the world today started their business as a side hustle, and once it was making the same or a little more income than their job, that's when they quit and went full-time. This really comes back to time management, and it's something that I really struggled with myself. I find when I'm busy, I love it, I got direction, I know what to do, and when things are slow, I'm kind of just wandering around aimlessly, wondering like what to do, and I get quite lost. I believe there is such a thing as too much free time, and in the beginning, having a job allows us to allocate certain hours to the side income, which means we can get more done because we have less distractions since you only have a certain time window. This won't be true for all of you, but it will be for some. You need to get comfortable with rejection. So many people say they want to start a business and only see the glamorous side, but it hits people differently when you get rejected and told to go away and get hung up on for the 75th time in a row. You need to develop thick skin and remember why you're doing this, or you just won't last. If you are uncomfortable, then you need to do this more than anyone. Get rejected on purpose. When you get your daily coffee, ask for a discount. If you see a beautiful girl, ask her for a number. The aim is to get rejected, because why are we afraid? Right? It's just someone saying no. It's all in our heads, and sooner you get comfortable with this and nothing can stop you in business because it's all just fun and just a big game. Who cares? Now, the next thing I want to really dive into is time management. For me, one of my big goals this year is to actually get less distracted and to time block, because it's something I've not done before and it's working really well for me so far. I love being busy. I'm someone that needs to be doing something, and if I'm staying at home with nothing to do, I actually feel pretty down. Like I get really lost and wonder what is going on. When I'm away, yeah, I love that balance, and I do a couple of hours of work, and then I do go out and explore. But when I'm at home and I'm at my desk right here, I need to be busy. Even if you work full time and you finish at 5 p.m., let's say you have to commute home, have your dinner, by 7 p.m., you're able to get to work on your side business or agency until 11 p.m., which gives you 4 hours per day, 7 days per week, which means you're able to do work on the agency for 32 hours each week, which is more than enough time to really get it off the ground. Now, taking a step back for a moment, you need to get crystal clear on what you want. Write it down over and over, stamp it in your brain, put it in front of you each day, because this is going to be difficult and it's going to take time and it isn't glamorous, but you need to want this more than the alternative, which is just staying at the job you hate. For me, I finished work at 5 o'clock. I'd get home around 5:30, I'd make some dinner, and by 6:30 every night I was at my computer working on my agency, and I did about 4, sometimes 5 hours per day, no excuses. Most of the time it was dedicated to outreach, and that will be the same for you. There were days that I didn't want to do it. I was tired, but you still need to put in the work no matter how you feel, and that's why your reason behind doing this is so important, because that's what's going to get you through those tough times. Now look, if you're someone who loves their job and just wants to make a little extra income on the side, which I know some of you watching do, then I take my hat off to you, because that's a great place to be, and this doesn't mean you need to quit your job and go full time. For me, I don't want someone telling me what I can and can't do, and I've had multiple roles where I was just micromanaged and it was just so pointless, and I even got fired from one of those roles after 2 months because I called them out on it. Now, for some of you, you'll be working a lot and maybe you have other commitments where you can't give 4 hours per day to the business. What I'd say then is find a job that you can get some flexibility, right? Maybe some remote work, or even go part-time and reduce your hours. This is what I did, and the only reason I did it was to take more sales calls during the day. I think the best case scenario is if you have a remote job, because this will allow you to take calls occasionally through the day and give you that flexibility to work on the business during those hours while getting your work done. Most of my audience is younger, which means you won't have kids, but if you are someone that's married with kids, I know it can be tough. Now, I can't talk from personal experience because I'm single and don't have a family yet, but you just need to be incredibly good with your time if that's you. Businesses take time, and no matter what anyone says online, it's not easy, and it's not all rainbows and roses either. A lot of my family think I'm crazy that I just don't get a 9 to 5 and then retire when I'm 65 or 67 because it's less stress. They think, why would you want to deal with all that? Just get something secure, get something that you can survive on, and that's it, right? Business is a roller coaster, and when I went through some of the down times in 2020, my family thought I was absolutely crazy and that I should just give up, and they didn't understand why I was doing this to myself. To me, there is no other option. Like, I will die trying. At least then I can hold my head high and say that I did my best and I didn't give up. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are this is you too, and you might think that you don't have the skills or knowledge to start yet, but I'm here to tell you, you just need to start because you're more than ready. After this video, figure out what niche you want to go into and start talking to business owners. Just understand what they need and what they're struggling with, and just have a conversation with people. That's really what this is about. Create your offer that solves their problem. In the beginning, it's about pivoting and just figuring it out, right? And getting that feedback, making those changes, going back and repeating the process. And there is really no perfect time to start, and there is no one formula for SMMA. If you hate sales and aren't comfortable on calls, then just have a conversation. That's all this is. If a business is struggling with something and you have a solution, to me, it's your duty to provide them with it and educate them on it. It's like Agency Academy for me. I know when people join, they will get results. They could join another course with no support, or they could join me where I'm helping people on an individual one-on-one level and get to where they want to go. I don't pressure people. I don't hard sell, because if it's a good fit, it's my job to help you. To me, selling something isn't about convincing people to buy. It's about leading the prospect to the conclusion that they need this in their life and in their business. And if you can do that, they will buy from you. Starting a business when you have a 9 to 5 is 100% possible, and it's something that you need to start working on right now. Stop procrastinating and just start, because that is the hardest part of this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.